In this case, we've got a shaft coming down to a main, a point just to hold it on to the main socket joint. This socket inside is the liner, and that Mark here made, and that fits right inside. This was cast or created from a mold of her. And then up top here is a foam padding that is used to create the foam padding on another brace, which is on the upper arm, and that's where when she goes through and bends her arm, that's what allows for the flexing of the fingers. And so, like I said earlier, this is entirely a mechanical system, and so it goes, it pulls the strings, runs it right on through, and all for just £1.
Is she able to put it on, or does she need help to put it on?
She's been able to put it on herself as well. It'll take some getting used to, for sure. And the Velcroing is pretty much the only part that she kind of has to get used to how to hold it down and press it on there and make sure she gets a good fit. But also to specify, so this particular one, it'll cost us around $50, but Enable also has a group of volunteers all over the place who do these for free and sends them out. And so Mark would be the one to ask about that, and with having the multiple prosthetics as well in the different colors and that kind of stuff. But they have a whole network of people who basically their dream is just to see kids and adults, whoever wants one of these, to be able to have access to having a hand.
So the really cool part about these systems is they're using a technology that we have existing already for myoelectric hands or electrically powered hands. And this would be the inner workings of a hand called an I-limb that has the same kind of cabling inside. And you can see, just like Faith's hand, it has a lot of the same cabling. So you want to bend your elbow first? Kind of does the same motion that the motors do. So she's driving that with her body, with her bending at her elbow, and this would be driving from motors. So if at one point we wanted to use this kind of system to have a motor incorporated to it, that's no problem. You can just add that to it. The socket is still the same, the mechanics are still there, you can still print it up and just use a motor for that later on. So she can have lots of different adaptations to it.
What does this do for the future of prosthetics?
It gives us an ability to have the user's input a lot more frequently, which is fantastic. And for me, I get really excited about it is because of the limited waste. When we make prosthetic devices and we laminate a device or put plastic over it, we have a lot of waste of plastic and pieces and parts that we don't use. When you 3D print, you print exactly what you want to make. There's no waste to it. So just for the environment, that's an awesome piece of it. The next thing for prosthetics is the ability, like Mark said, to be able to rapidly produce these and rapidly change our designs. So we've had functional designs from Egyptian days all the way through the 1800s and metal and leather, and now we can kind of do this much faster and kind of have more input. So I think it's going to advance the field dramatically.
Would you mind show this one more time, how you can hold it up? Like,
That's good.
The screen came on.
So these are all little tweaks that we'll work on and kind of make them better.
She had a little bit too much power in her arm.
Can she also, I think one of the things you talked about is writing.
Yeah, so she doesn't actually hold, I mean, she
No, it's
probably
holding the
could.
paper down, right?
Yes, so she holds the paper down. We can show you guys in a minute how she can do that, but typically the way she's always drawn is that she leans over with the little part of her forearm that she has and holds her paper and writes. Well, now she can just place her prosthetic there and hold the paper still and be able to write without overcompensating and without potentially hurting her back later in life, which is really what's most important to us.
Yeah, we'd love to be able to see it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You ready?
Okay.
Do you want to hold something up? These are some flowers that Faithy's class gave her. See if she can hold that.
I know, we're going to have to just stop flexing.
Yeah.
Why?
Hold it up.
Too heavy.
Was it from your classmate?
Yeah.
So?
Her teacher came by this morning. They're very excited for her.
She's in what grade?
First grade.
Great.
Can she be on that side?
Yeah, we can bring her right over here. This is where
On
she
that
was.
side.
Oh, that's
Oh, on this side?
Yeah, so we can all see her.
Ready?
Move the microphone if you want. Right, guys? Yeah. I'll wait at the left.
So we're just gonna.
And Mom, I'm removing the plastic thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Got your work.
We're gonna use the paper.
She's holding the paper forward. But she's straight.
She's able to sit straight up, which is one of the.
Does that feel better on your back?
What are you drawing for, Kate? Watch out, I get your head.
Good job.
Good job, you drew your hand. You want to show it to him? Good job.
That's pretty good. Got it. Perfect.
You got nice straight lines there.
She's very artistic. It's her favorite thing to do.
So one of the things that we're kind of able to do to help parents out and help other people with that don't happen to have amputations is make kind of a mock prosthesis. So Dad's got a mock prosthesis on it, kind of, so he can kind of feel what Faith's going through when she has to do the mechanics and kind of get a taste of what it's like to have an amputation and use a prosthesis. So they're able to kind of utilize that and have a catch with Nemo with Lucky Finn on there, and that's one of the ideas with the orange color that Faith picked out is to represent Nemo for the Lucky Finn and that, and kind of being able to get Dad involved in what's going on.
One more time.
Come on, Dad. There you go. We'll get used to it. Cool.
Yeah.
It takes a little practice.
Open it up there. Just drop it. There you go.
Got it.
Good job.
Yep. So you can change the rotation of the wrist, and we can add a bioelectrics to that.
Someone from here. What's wrong?
It's a nice hand.
Good job.
Yeah, in the gray sweater.
Good job, baby.
Is there a process to any professional that helps her learn how to use it?
So with this system and how adaptive Faith is, she may need a little bit of occupational therapy, but really how good she is, she can, within a week, she's going to be fantastic with this one. So it's not like this has happened very recently for her. If it was a recent amputation, yes, there would be a lot of physical therapy and occupational therapy. But with this one, it's kind of tinkering it with it and playing with it, and then if you break it, it's okay. I mean, you can fix it. You can fix it really, very easily. So she wouldn't really need much therapy at all. Dad might need a little with this one.
No. It's a little bit of a workout.
It is a workout. It's a little bit of a workout. So this one again is a body-powered or
Yeah.
cable-driven
Good call.
system.